and welcome to my channel. I'm Rebecca and this is Rebecca Reacts, and today I am reacting to a video that is about the history between our two countries. Now, I understand that, you know, the history isn't great, and although I know it has nothing to do with me, I can only feel bad for what my country did to yours. And in my recent Q&A that I did for my 5,000 subscriber special, someone said, why haven't you reacted to a video that is about the history between our two countries? Are you scared to do that? And I was like, no, I'm not. And I did mention that I had one video in my watch list that someone had suggested I react to, which is what I'm going to be reacting to today. So this is a video called British Museum, Lots of Looted and Priceless Indian Treasures in London. So, I mean, I wasn't naive to this situation. I know this is something that happened in our history, although we're not taught about it in history. At least we're not necessarily taught about it in a bad way. It's kind of like, oh, there was a time where Britain ruled lots of countries, and when they make it sound like that to the people who are learning about it, especially as a young child, you're like, wow, that's kind of cool. You know, the country I'm living in, you know, ruled half the world at one point, essentially. But then you're not really taught about, like, the things that actually happened. Which is why I like doing these videos, because I learn so much more. So yeah, that's what we're going to be reacting to today. I have been to the British Museum, but not for many, many years. And I don't know. I should probably go back just to see all this stuff again. I think museums are open now. I don't know. Let me know if I should go back. I don't know if I have to pay to go to that museum. A lot of the museums in London are free. I don't know about the British Museum. Maybe I could go and vlog it. I know some of you wanted me to vlog, so maybe I'll take a day trip into London and vlog it at some point. I'm not sure. I'm just throwing some ideas around here. But yeah, this is what we're reacting to today. So let's get on with it.
Hello, this is Vic. Welcome to my channel and thank you for viewing my videos. Today I'm back in London here in England. You can see the beautiful building of the British Museum here in the center of London.
Well, I guess he's doing what I suggested, so...
In this particular video we're going to visit the new India exhibit that opened up just a couple of months ago. Now, there are hundreds of items displayed in the India exhibit. We're only going to visit the most important ones. This is Vic. Let's go for a walk. Let's do it.
Okay.
And here's a very quick view of the wing of the British Museum where the India exhibit is being
I'm actually
held.
surprised he's allowed to film here. Some museums get a bit iffy about
quite
filming
large,
inside.
by 100 meters in length. It shares the same place as the China exhibit. Now, before we start looking at the statues, the priceless statues and exhibits here in this wing, we're going to go to the very end. You're going to see one of the most remarkable exhibits you have ever seen in any of the museums you have visited. Let's go through this door and you'll find out what I'm referring to. Come on. Let's start our tour of the India exhibit here at the British Museum by looking at one of the most remarkable exhibits in the whole museum, in the whole of British Museum here in London, and this is Amaravati. These are remains of a temple, of a stupa that was created in 200 AD in southeastern India. And the parts of the temple, of the stupa, have been removed from the temple and are here in England, in London. Priceless. All these parts of the temple that you see here depict scenes from the life of Buddha.
Wow.
a lot of time here describing every part that's been removed from that ancient temple, but here's a view of it.
That's crazy.
And it is at the very end of the wing that houses the India exhibit. So this is where you need to come as soon as you visit this part of the museum. Look at this. How were all these incredibly priceless items removed from India and transported to London? We will never know.
The fact that it's a temple as well,
Now, if you think
like,
you've seen
that's crazy.
priceless items removed from India in this very beginning of the video, well, wait until you see what's coming up now in just a couple of minutes. But here's another view of Amaravati. I feel like I'm looking at the Parthenon marbles not far from here, but I have the same feeling. Right now, wondering how these things, these priceless things, were removed from India. Oh well. Now let's go back to the India wing and let's view some of the statues here and other exhibits. Come on.
It's so intricate as well. Wow.
And here's a beautiful bronze statue of god Shiva. The statue was created around 1100 after Christ. And here's the beautiful bronze statue of Tara, the goddess of compassion. Well, certainly one of the most beautiful statues in the India exhibit here at the museum, the British Museum in London. And here's the absolutely spectacular sculpted image of Shiva and Parvati, the gods of Shiva and Parvati. Shiva is on the left, Parvati is on the right, and
So
it shows
detailed.
the tenderness and the devotion between the two. This sculpted image is quite big, it's about 2 meters in height. And it is very, very detailed, as you can see. Look at that at the top. And this beautiful sculpture that you see here was created almost at the same time as the last one that we saw, around 1000 after Christ. And this is the image of Vishnu.
Again, very, very
Was
detailed.
compared to an Indian king or ruler. He was responsible for maintaining religious, social, and moral order. And look at the detail on this sculpture as well. Absolutely beautiful. You can stand here in front of this sculpture and look at the details for quite a few minutes, admiring it. And now look at these beautiful sculptures taken from Hindu temples and they were created around 1100 after Christ, and depict the figures of dancers. Here's a dancer right here. Here's another dancer. And in the middle we'll find another one playing a drum right there. And all three of them are absolutely spectacular.
Very stunning. Oh, wow.
And here is a beautiful bronze statue of a bodhisattva. It was created around 1400 AD. It's a large statue of about 1.5 meters in height. A bodhisattva is an individual that has attained enlightenment and remained in the world in order to help others. And look at this absolutely beautiful statue here. Look at the detail in his expression as well. Spectacular. Absolutely beautiful, priceless. And here is a beautiful sculpted image from around 800 after Christ of a Varasattva. And our Indian friends can help us understand what a Varasattva is. Apparently, he was a figure that was sent to assist people in purifying their minds towards enlightenment.
Oh.
Absolutely priceless. How did these statues end up in England? It's a huge enigma for me and for many others as well. And here's a sculpture of the Hindu goddess Chamunda, who surrounds herself with ghosts. Her home is the cremation grounds. She has 8 hands as she's holding weapons, defeating demons. In one hand she's drinking blood from a cup, as you can see here. The statue created around 800 AD.
Wow, it's very old.
And I cannot help it but comparing this statue to Greek mythology and Hades, because the Greeks had a very similar god. Look at the detail of this statue. You can see that her body consists of a skeleton right there, and she's stepping on people right there. And here's a beautiful white marble temple pillar.
Wow.
From around
So
1100 AD. And at one time, most likely it was decorating a Jain, J-I-N temple.
Wow, we learned about Jainism.
Here's some details of this beautiful pillar. Here's a beautiful sandstone statue of Buddha sitting on a throne and surrounded by lions. This sculpture is from about 450 after Christ, and it was found in Sarnath, one of the most important Buddhist sites in India. Here's Buddha. You can see on both sides of Buddha the figures of lions. can see Buddha sitting on his throne right there. Wow, what an absolutely wonderful exhibit that was here at the British Museum. If you liked what you saw, please do not forget to subscribe. This is Vic, all the way from London. Thank you for viewing my videos.
Thank you, Vic.
Bye-bye.
Like, watching that, I felt a little bit uncomfortable just because of obviously all the history, and he was saying, you know, how did these things end up in London, you know, when they've been in India, and the fact that, you know, he showed the temple, the things from the temple, and like, I don't understand why they think it would be appropriate to steal things from a temple just to put on show. Like, I'm in two minds because I feel uncomfortable about that situation, and knowing that it's come from such a religious place and a country that is obviously known for having so many religions, but at the same time I'm also kind of like thinking, okay, well, I can go there and learn about it myself. So I also feel I guess kind of thankful in a way, maybe that's not the right word, but like knowing that I can go and visit like places like these museums, like the British Museum, and learn about things because it is so close to home. Like, for me, that's kind of seen as a good thing, but the fact that it's obviously been looted from another country is a very bad thing. I completely understand that, and I get lots of comments on these videos regarding the history between our two countries, and most of them are really nice, and it's like, you know, we know it's not your fault, Rebecca, and things like, we can forgive but we'll never forget, which I completely understand. And then I also get a small minority of comments that are like, you're just doing it just like your ancestors are, just robbing us. And I'm like, that's not true. I'm doing this because it's fun, and I'm educating myself, and hopefully I'm educating other people, and I'm trying to better myself as a person. So when I get those comments, it is kind of sad. I try and not let them affect me, but sometimes that is a little bit hard. But you know, but I'm educating myself. I hope I'm educating others. I was quite surprised that he was able to film that much in the museum, because I know a lot of museums are quite fussy in London when it comes to taking pictures and filming. But maybe I should go. I don't know what the restrictions are gonna be like in terms of going now, but maybe at some point in the near future I should go to the British Museum and see if they still have some sort of Indian exhibit, and I can vlog it like he did. Let me know if you'd be interested in that, and that's something I can definitely do. I just don't know when, because museums are often quite crowded, and obviously I don't really want to be around lots of people. Hope you can understand that, but I understand, like, that is definitely something I can do when things are a little bit calmer. But yeah, thank you to the person who suggested that. If you have any other videos that you want me to react to, please put the links to them in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up. You can also hit that subscribe button. It is free, but you don't have to. And if you do hit that subscribe button, you can also hit that notification bell, which tells you when I next upload. Thank you to my producer level patrons. And if you want to become a producer yourself, the link to my Patreon page is in the description, along with all my other social media links. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye everyone.